Welcome back to Let's Play After Hours Sakura Angels. Last time, remember, I'm playing as the protagonist, Kenta, and he learns that he has some guardian angels. And they exist. And he's okay with this. I think that's all you need to know. So, let's pick up where we last left off. Namely, it was right here. And going behind the character, and just in case, yeah. If I pause in a bit of it, like for a half second, you know why. Oh! Why is life so complicated? After reluctantly getting changed for P, I'm soon in the schoolyard with the male half of our class. Much like the first lesson, I find it hard to pay attention to the PE teacher as we go through our basic warm-up exercises. I follow the exercise just about with as much enthusiasm as a zombie. The rest of the lesson is sort of a blur, at least until some of the male students look forward towards the track field, where the girls are. Yeah, it's just like in high school. They're staring in amazement, some even rubbing their eyes as if it couldn't be real. What's so amazing? What are you guys all looking at? I muscle into the crowd that's formed so I can actually get a good look at the field. No way. The girls are running on the track, which isn't an amazing thing in itself, but it's who's running on the track that makes it such an unreal sight. Whoa! Hello! Yeah! Those nice features, yes. Sayaka is blazing across the track, practically a blur as she leaves the others in the dust. Man, yeah. Keep running, baby. Keep running. She's literally running circles around them. She doesn't look tired or exhausted at all, save for the beads of sweat creeping up. In fact, she has a big smile on her face, clearly enjoying it all. As if it wasn't obvious before, these girls are on a completely different level. I'm sure she's breaking several kinds of records here. Yeah, I see those records. The other girls in the group helplessly trail behind her, their expressions ranging from sheer confusion to envy. Some of these girls are, well, I guess were now top of their class when it came to track 2. But she's making them all look like snails in comparison. I can't imagine how they must feel being showed up by someone who hasn't even been here a day. I can hardly keep my eyes on her. I could. I'm sure most of you can too. She seems to get a little faster with each loop she makes around the track. It won't be long now before she becomes just one big blur. Or 3 big blurs, maybe 5. And circling the place. I count 5. Is she even human? I'm beginning to doubt it here with this superhuman display of ass, titties and ass. I think even the top athletes in this country couldn't compare to her. While Sayaka is hogging the spotlight here, there's someone missing in all of this. Her far grumpier counterpart, Hikari. If anything, shouldn't she be neck and neck with Sayaka? I scan the ones trailing behind, but can't find her either. Just where... Oh. Behind even the other girls being left in Sayaka's dust, I see someone dragging their feet. A sour expression on their face. She's just walking. Her arms folded like usual. I wonder if her arms are glued like that. She isn't even trying! She must have really not wanted to enroll here. It must have been Sayaka's idea entirely. What are you all staring at? Boom, sir! Come on, let's get back to it! Apparently all forgetting we had our own lesson at hand. The teacher calls us back to reality, forcing us to reluctantly stop gawking at the girls. Except for the player who's actually looking at this. The rest of the PE lesson goes by without anything much of note happening. Then finally, the lunch break arrives. I spot the magic girls in the classroom, casually chatting away with some of the other students. I didn't think they'd be able to make friends already. Though after Sayaka's little display earlier, she's probably the talk of the class. Oh, Kenta! Hi there! She gives me a wave and a cheery smile, but I can hardly say I do the same. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Hi. Look, can we talk? Go for it! No, not here. I mean, can we talk somewhere private? Crap. That might have came out weird. I'm getting weird looks from everyone in the class. A few of them breaking into whispers and giggles. And from the peanut gallery over there, Sayaka's feigned surprise despite full well knowing what I mean. Oh my, this is my son. I don't know what to say. I know what those in the peanut gallery is going to say. Come on, stop messing around. I've been dying to talk to you. Both of you. Since this morning. Oh, God. I made it worse, didn't I? I've somehow turned this into looking like one of the most awkward confessions ever. Somehow I wish I was still in high school now. If I was back in my high school days, I swear to God. If I had the worst luck of seeing, like, two fine-looking girls take interest in me, yeah, I want to talk to them too. Are you always this fun with girls you just met? She giggles along, going along with the continued painful stares from the class. Well, if she's going to be like this, I have no choice. Dude, don't pull it out too soon. It's going to make me look even worse in front of the class, but I need answers. I take a deep breath to steel myself. And then... What are you doing? I grab her by the wrist, pulling her along towards the classroom door, whether she likes it or not. Given what I witnessed before, I'm sure she couldn't have me flat on the floor if she was truly opposed to this. Oh, I'm sure she would. I think she's just messing around at this point, though. And you too, come with me!
Yeah! Who said you could touch me?
My free hand, I take hold of Hikari's wrist, no doubt cementing myself as some sort of deviant within my class. Thankfully, they both follow along without too much resistance. Ignoring the brunt of Hikari's verbal abuse, I continue on to the doorway. Just have to find somewhere quiet, where no one will hear us discuss this magic and monster business. The question is... More titties. Sorry. Well, in all my haste to escape the classroom with both girls in tow, I crash into someone who was already making their way through the door. And, well, now. So, yeah. She stumbled backwards, looking slightly dazed. Thankfully, she doesn't look hurt. Are you okay? Sorry about that. I offer her an apologetic smile. Who is she again? She must be from my class. I don't recall her name at all. I can't recall her name at all, though. It's fine. She speaks in a cold tone. Her equally cold eyes locked onto my own in an intense stare that completely betrays her words. Yerks! I guess she has a reason to be annoyed, given my clumsiness, but this is a look of pure hate. Okay then. She's confirming she's okay. I continue on with Hikari and Sayaka. They're protesting, mostly from Hikari's side, increasing in volume. I can't even begin to imagine what this must look like for people passing by. I'm sure even as I head for the stairs, that girl's staring at me. Did I do something to annoy her? No. I mean, besides the clumsiness from today, of course. No, man. It looks like, from my standpoint, she might have PMS. Okay, she might have PMS. She might have that time of the month. You know, most girls that age would have that time of the month just by looking at you. And they have ice daggers in their eyes and shit. I can't worry about that. I can't worry about her for now. I have bigger problems to worry about. Namely, 2 big problems. One in each hand of mine. And this hand of mine glows with an awesome power! Oh, sorry. Emerging onto the roof, I'm thankful to see it's devoid of life. Safely walled by tall mesh fences, the roof is technically a spot students can spend their break at, but it really isn't that popular. Works for me! Okay. Now can you guys explain this whole mess? I raise both their wrists simultaneously. Sayaka bounces happily, completely unbothered, while Hikari, on the other hand, rubs her wrist as if I had assaulted her. Next time, how about you ask before go grabbing someone like that? You're lucky you were in a public place, or I would have sliced you in 2. Oh, this is exciting. Is this going to be one of those confessions I heard so much about? Confession? 2? Both of us? What the heck are they even... I shake my head. This isn't a confession! You know full well what this is about! I can feel my face burning up. It really is exhausting dealing with him. Sayaka gives me a teasing smile before bursting into a giggle. Apparently this is the funniest thing in the world to her. I know.
You want an actual explanation for all of this, don't you? I just couldn't help myself.
Thank you. I let out a sigh. My shoulders drooping. My shoulders are drooping as well as my tongue. Finally. Finally!
So what did you want to know about first?
Okay, first off, well, no. Well, we are established just the who they are, but what the hell is that monster? I want to know about what the heck that thing that they saved me from earlier. A shadow, I think she called it? I'm guessing there are more of those things lurking out there? And they're after me.
Well, in this particular case, they are. Well, usually they're not so aggressive. But they've always been around, lurking in the shadows. Really weird. I've never seen one so brave as to attack someone in broad daylight. It's like something had gotten it really riled up. Maybe.
She falls into thought, leaving Hikari and I to stand awkwardly, exchanging even more awkward glances. Sayaka? She snaps out of her stupor, blinking back to reality.
Oh, sorry. Don't worry, it's nothing.
What the heck did I do to annoy these monsters anyway?
It's not what you did, it's because of who you are.
Who I am?
Yeah, you're Sayaka! Ah! Okay. Sorry.
Sayaka is cut off by an ear-piercing cry from Hikari. Ow? I guess I'll never know now. Hikari seems adamant about keeping this a secret.
He doesn't need to know any of that. It's better this way. We'll sort out the problem at hand, and then finally we can leave this horrible school. You're no fun. You're right, though. Sorry, Kenta.
She gives me an apologetic look. She really sounds sincere, too. Like she's practically bursting to tell me, but just can't. No use pressing, I suppose. Maybe. One day.
So whether there's anything else you want to know?
How long are you gonna stay here? This is an important one. Just exactly how long do you plan on staying here to watch over me? Sayaka pulls a frown at my question, a genuinely sad-looking one that tugs at my heartstrings. Was it really that bad? Plus, that look kind of looks like she's sick. That don't look genuinely sad. That looks like she's about to throw up at somebody.
It's almost like you don't want us around. Are we that much of a nuisance?
This is only day one. I don't know what the hell's going on. I just want to know. Damn it. Why does she have to phrase it like that? Girls, they love the guilt trip the guys. Always. That's not clearly what I meant. I think. It's just... as long as they're here, I'm sure they're going to be nothing but trouble in my life. Then again, I probably need trouble. Oh, come on. I didn't mean like... She suddenly burst into a bright, beaming smile again, almost blinding me.
I know! You're just easy to mess with. I can't help myself.
Yeah, I got some friends that are like that. Love to fuck with me. This girl. She breaks into a laugh. One I'm sure can be heard by the entire school from all the way up here.
We won't be here long, I promise. Just until we sort things out.
I guess you can't tell me what needs to be sorted out? She puts a finger to her nose and winks. I thought so.
Top secret and all that. Well, we're in the process of figuring this whole mess out. Should take long. Maybe a couple days. Week at the most.
A week. A week?
If it was up to me, we'd be gone by tomorrow. I hate this place. So noisy.
What'd you expect? It's a school.
Well, if somebody was more useful and helped me instead of just complaining all the time, we might get things done quicker.
Oh, she said that without her smile faltering one bit. Her tone just as cheery despite the biting words. That's kind of scary. Even Hikari has no argument against that. Those words causing her to fall silent as she shrinks back from her deceptively bright partner. Moving on. Yeah, I just want to know who you are, really, besides being my guardian angels. Okay, this should be an obvious one to ask. I asked it before, but only got the vague answer of them being... Okay, this should be an obvious one to ask. I asked before, but only got the vague answer of them being my supposed guardian angels. I'm hoping she feels more generous right now, though.
Well, I'm Sayaka. This is Hikari. Did you forget our names already, silly?
I might actually rip my hair out here. I open my mouth to say once more. I open my mouth to once more say that she knows damn well what. No, that's not what I meant. Not what I mean. But she's way ahead of me.
In all seriousness, I'm not really sure how much I'm allowed to say. We're already breaking rules as it is with showing ourselves to you.
I mean, really, this whole thing is a complete disaster.
Why did you have to cause us so many problems?
And it's not my fault. I think. Just be thankful you're so important to me, or we could have left you to get eaten by that thing. What? The realization of what she said slowly dawns on her. It was quite fun to watch her usually grumpy face gradually go red before she stomps into a fluster. I mean, important to us! Us! Are you sure it's just us? Or do you really mean you?
Smooth.
Sayaka giggles and gives her a playful punch on the shoulder. Hikari responds in kind by giving her a wobble to the shoulder, with nothing playful about it. Are these two even partners? Anyway, I try my best to keep things on track, though I'm sure it won't be long before it devolves into violence again.
I think the most we can tell you is... We're not from around here, rather. We were sent here specifically to ensure your safety.
Do you belong to some sort of group? Wait, are there more of you with these weird powers?
I think I might have said too much already.
She rubs the back of her head with a grin that pretty much says, "Oops." I probably won't be able to get any more info out of her on this subject. For today, at least. Maybe if I catch her off guard another day, she might let more slip.
So, is there anything else you want to know?
Can I both date you? That's a better question. And that's all. I guess that's all we have for now. I think the bell for the second half is about to. Yep. There it is.
Oh? Time to go back now, is it?
She stretches her arms in the air, giving a small yawn.
I hope we were able to clear things up a little.
Something like that.
Come on, we don't want to be late.
Sayaka bounds for the stairs as if we were in some sort of race. Her partner trailing behind as she gives me one last look. She stops. Her eyes cast downward for a moment before flickering back up.
Hey,
What's up?
Nothing. It's nothing.
And like that, she disappears down the stairs too, leaving me alone on the roof. Huh. I wonder what that was about. I guess I should follow after him. I don't want to be late again! As I start for the stairs, my stomach makes a terrifying sound. One that screams for food. Oh, right. In all my haste to figure out what the girls were doing, I neglected to get any lunch at all. And so, classes resume. Let me check something here. Okay. Making sure. After all the initial excitement in the morning, not a lot happens throughout the remaining lessons. They drag on at a glacial pace, somehow even more dull than usual. It's hard to keep my mind focused on anything with Sayaka and Hikari on each side. There, to protect me. I was half expecting a monster to just burst its way through the window and for the whole place to just turn into a battleground. Though it might have at least made things more lively. With one final ring of the bell, school comes to a close, a hazy amber glow taking over the classroom as the sun begins to set. The majority of the students began to filter out of the class to start their clubs or part-time jobs. Not me, though. I'm off home! While joining a club is certainly encouraged, thankfully this is a place where it's enforced. Meaning I'm free to loaf all I want. It might make me come across as a bit of a slacker in the eyes of the other students, but they're not exactly wrong. Wasting no time, I set out of the school and began to head home. Something that should have been fairly stress-free, but I mean, I should have expected this, but still, it's a bit much. The horizon grows darker with each step I make through the quiet streets, a pale moon slowly making its presence known in the sky. Thud. My heavy steps resound the narrow road quickly swallowed into the night. But there's also another set of steps, or rather, two sets of steps that sound to either side of me. Far lighter steps with far more grace than I could ever hope to achieve. Look. I know you're here to protect me, but do you really need to be so close? Yeah, it shows you how long I have actually been here without playing this game.
Yes. Those steps belong to none other than my self-professed guardian angels.
Sayaka to my left and Hikari to my right. They practically walk in unison with me, their shoulders inches away from mine.
Don't be stupid. Walking home alone at night would be the perfect time for the enemy to strike. This is where we have to stay on our guard the most.
Yikes. She doesn't have to yell so loud right into my ear like that. I think I must be just a little... Let's see. She doesn't have to yell so loud in my ear like that. Well, I think she must be a little... I must be a little bit deaf just by spending time with her today alone.
Do you think I like having to be this close to you? You should be grateful I'm doing this at all!
And I turn of her head, her vibrant hair swaying gently. Hi. Go on in.
Don't be like that, Hikari. Don't catch you sneaking glances at his face while he's looking elsewhere.
As she walks, Sayaka leans across me to smirk at Hikari. This is getting really awkward, guys. Really awkward.
You saw, I was just checking in and he hadn't landed a stealth attack on him.
Of course you hadn't. Of course you were, dear. Of course you were.
Sure, whatever you say.
My left ear is rocked by a mischievous giggle as Sayaka breaks into hysterics. All the while, Hikari's face began to turn an interesting shade of red.
Anyway! You're the one who keeps pressing your shoulder up against him. What are you trying to do?
She was doing that? Now that she mentions it, the left side did feel cozier for a time.
Was he trying to keep him warm?
Yeah, I'm feeling my shoulder being unusually warm now. It's not my body heat either.
See, I care for his well-being and wouldn't want him to catch... a cold. And he's not complaining, so he must like it.
Without warning, she latches onto my arm, pulling herself in and almost sending me toppling to the ground.
See?
Hey, now this...
What are you doing? You're going to tear his arm off. You have to do it more gently like this.
Hikari latches onto my other arm, hooking it within hers in an attempt to tug me away from Sayaka. Kenta, you lucky son of a bitch. What the heck did this turn into? I'll tell you, man. It turned into a harem anime. I've seen one too many harem animes to know where this is going. Girls, you really don't need to...
No. That's how you do it at all, Hikari. It's more like...
Sayaka pulls back on my arm, and soon they both have a firm grip on each of my arms, determination across their faces as soon as I become some sort of human rope. What is this, tug of war? They're gonna rip me apart!
Ha! Please! This is how it's done!
Do they even remember what they're trying to do? What started innocently enough has spurred into some sort of contest between them. They really are Now's not the time to think about stuff like that. Can you please get off me? Raising my voice, then more than I ever done in a while, I explode my body at stake here. And like that, they both let go of my arms, leaving me free to ensure they're both still intact. I'm glad they listened to reason. I really thought I was going to die there. Apparently it's not monsters I have to worry about anymore. It's these two! Girls? At least I had thought it had been my desperate cry that had gotten through to them, but they seem completely transfixed by something up above. What are they looking at? I squint my eyes and gaze high above the rooftops. And then, as the clouds part and the pale moonlight shines down, I see her. Just in case. Oh! A girl with titties sits on the ledge with titties. And the highest point of one of the most tallest buildings in the area. Nipples. Silvery hair that seems to glimmer in the moonlight. In an outfit as dark as the night sky. She gives off an awe-inspiring look. Almost angelic. With titties. Like she's some sort of angel. Gazing down from the heavens. With titties. At least I would call her an angel if it weren't for that unsettling grin that just now spread across her face at the sight of us. There you are. She murmurs something to herself that I can't make out at all from the distance between us. Whatever it was she said, it was enough to make her shoulders shake with laughter. I can't help but feel like I've seen her somewhere before. Kenta, you have, man. You have. I wonder why that is. No matter how hard I tried to think back, I couldn't recall her face at all, though. In a burst of feathers, obsidian wings unfurl behind her. Now those definitely aren't holy. I've got a bad feeling about this. Amber eyes peered down at the three of us, narrowed in determination as the same unsettling grim remains. It might just be my imagination, but I think she's looking at me specifically. I can almost fear her stare. It's enough to send a chill down my spine and sparks a faint pulse at the back of my skull. And somehow give me a strange-looking stiffy at the sight of her. A friend of yours? I force out a laugh, though I know the truth. The truth that the air is growing tense, like that time with the monster before, and the looks on both Hikari and Sayaka's faces can only suggest something bad is about to go down.
Ha! Afraid not. Can't take it back. I don't like this at all.
But, okay. I do as I'm told and retreat back a good distance. Not really wanting to argue when they look as scary as they do.
So what do you think we kill with here?
She seems far too human to be a shadow. I get the same feeling of dread from her presence.
Ah, gotcha. I think. Wait, so is she a monster or not?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. If you stop yelling in my ear for 1 second and let me concentrate.
I'm not yelling. Sheesh.
Right. I forgot. That's your default volume. Well then, just be quiet and let me think things over.
You're so cruel sometimes, Hikari.
as I'm staring at the titties. I mean, the silver-haired girl, still high atop the roof, gives me one last look before turning her gaze to the girls. And then she jumps. What? Why'd she jump? I can barely watch. She plummets downwards towards where my guardians are stood. No hint of even beginning to slow down. Are those wings just for show? Faster and faster she descends before finally the pavement closes in. I don't want to watch, but just in case. Somehow I get the feeling she wouldn't have jumped without a good reason. At least, I hope she didn't. Okay, I didn't press it. Mere inches from smashing into the ground, her wings spread wide as if brakes, before bringing her to a sudden stop. Not even a gradual halt. She just comes to a complete grinding halt as if the laws of gravity don't apply to her. Even with wings, something like that shouldn't be possible. I mean, if a pigeon were to attempt something like that, they'd barely be recognizable on the pavement right now. In fact, her feet aren't even touching the ground. She hovers above ever so slightly before stepping onto the solid surface as if stepping off an invisible platform. Part of me is relieved that she isn't hurt from that little stunt. But then part of me is also terrified as to what might happen next. And I got 6 pair of titties right in front of me. The silver-haired girl stands before Hikari and Sayaka, her expression still as unsettling as ever. Despite the smile, though, there's nothing in her posture that would suggest she has any bad intentions, yet the other 2 girls are tense. My head rings just trying to focus on her. And her titties. I mean, like that monster before. Is she related to them? I clutch my hand to my head to try to steady myself. It's taking on my willpower just to keep upright at this moment. Good evening, girls. She greets them so casually despite the intense glares directed her way. Somehow, I get the feeling she didn't leap off a freaking roof just to exchange pleasantries. Let's cut to the chase, shall we? Who are you and what do you want? My, you're a hostile bunch, aren't you? For a moment there, I almost thought I saw fangs. She lets out a devious giggle, doing low to ease the tension in the air. Very well. You may call me Yuzuki. As for what I'm after, well... Her eyes flit from the girls and settle straight onto me, her smile enough to send a chill down my spine. I'll be taking the boy if you don't mind. See, he's very important to me. I know it. Of course she will be linked to this whole mess. Why would she be? Today is a day where everything apparently wants me dead. Sayaka and Hikari refuse to comply. I mean, of course they wouldn't. They wouldn't be very good guardian angels if they had just stepped aside for this maniacal girl. No? I suppose we have to do things the hard way, The pair stand tall before me, their fists tightened. I think there's only one way this is going to end up. The air around them seems to crackle, the amount of power contained within them all immense. I'm afraid to even take in a breath, in case I set something off. This is dangerous. And you're probably wondering what is going to happen after this. Find out in the next episode of Sakura Angels. Because already I'm feeling the heat, and it's not coming from the lack of air that's in my room. Stay tuned for the next part. Yeah.